What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mobile video. So today I want to discuss my final closing thoughts for Season 6. I know we are less than a week away before Season 7 begins, and I know Season 7 isn't going to be like a really big change. You know, it's not going to be like a massive update for the game. We're not going to get that until like Season 8. You know, that happens like every other season. But as of right now, I think it's a good time to discuss, you know, how everything turned out for me personally in Season 6, as well as for other people. And look, I'm just going to be straightforward with every single one of you guys out here. I was not really much of a fan with the Season 6 update, and it's not just the overall balance of the game, which I discussed yesterday in a more previous video. It's more about, I guess, the general performance. I felt like a few things fell off, you know? Like, it felt like aim assist was significantly weaker. I know a lot of touch users were dealing with this as well, but I don't know, maybe it got fixed a little bit, because I do feel that the aim assist feels a lot better than it was at the beginning of the season. And I mean, it was pretty bad. I mean, I felt like I couldn't hit anything. It felt like aim assist was completely disabled when it wasn't. It would keep flickering on and on while you're in the middle of a gunfight, and it would kind of throw people off. And that's one of the kind of like one of the reasons why my friend Widow just stopped playing the game, because it was just it was a huge transition for no real reason. And look, I'm all for change, but dude, you have to tell us. You know, if you messed with the aim assist, if you weakened it in any sort of way, you have to let us know. Like, if you did it for balancing purposes, I would understand, because at least you said something. And that's something that typically happens with every major update for this game, where, you know, there are some changes that they don't tell you about, and sometimes it could kind of be a big deal. Especially with controller players, where, you know, sometimes the aim assist might feel weaker at some points during the release of a certain update. And, you know, I mean, the aim assists for controllers have kind of been fluctuating. Sometimes they would be extremely strong, sometimes they'd be weaker, you know, sometimes it feels like it won't even exist at all. It's kind of weird, but I don't know. Okay, so I know I kind of explained a lot of problems with multiplayer in the previous video where I talk about the state of the game, so I'm just gonna keep it short and simple, just kind of summarize it, and, you know, just get to the part where I, you know, begin to talk about zombies. So basically, the meta is shit. Anyone can pretty much rule this game, anyone with the brain of a size of a peanut. So yeah, that's pretty much the multiplayer in a nutshell right now. So yeah, I won't lie, the multiplayer is kind of in the gutter right now. Also, in the previous video, I don't know if I mentioned campers, because holy fuck, there is so many campers in this game. It's pretty crazy. This is probably due to the thermite nerf. You know, their most like relied on equipment is no longer reliable, so you kind of like everyone's kind of like in corners with their tail between their legs. So anyways, let's move on to zombies. So of course, Undead Siege was introduced in this game. It's not the same as any like traditional zombies. It's kind of different. It's more of a wave or a horde type of feel. You know, you have to supply up during the day, and then, you know, deal with the zombies at night. Of course, it gradually gets harder, and that's where pretty much the Ether Crystal grind came in. A lot of people were kind of confused as to how it would happen. At first, we thought it was impossible, but the more you level up, it becomes easier. And yeah, there's a calling card that rewards you for getting Ether Crystal for literally every single weapon, which is what you're seeing right now in the, you know, the victory screen. So I'll admit, it was one hell of a grind, and holy fuck, it was boring as shit. So like, once you got into the groove, you pretty much have to just put your brain on autopilot, because it's so boring, man. So like, once you're like halfway through, you just want to fucking off yourself, because the grind just takes so long. Because at the time, the double progression was only in effect for the assault rifles and the sniper rifles. So yeah, the assault rifles and sniper rifles were easy, but the rest I kind of had to do manually until they, you know, moved the requirement. But even then, I think I finished before that. So if anything, I kind of experienced the grind in the fullest extent possible. It wasn't the healthiest thing I ever did in my life, but holy shit, I'm glad it's done. I also did hear that Undead Siege is going to be remaining in this game like for the entirety of Season 7. And honestly, I feel like it's something that kind of needs to just stay, because I mean, it would be kind of awkward to have like Ether Crystal reserved for a certain amount of guns, but like others can only have diamond at best. So it's going to be kind of weird, because I actually thought about that, because, you know, they did say that this thing was going to last for pretty much a month, but we never really, like, we never really knew what was going to happen to the weapons that may come in the future, right? Are we going to be able to earn it, or, you know, are we just going to have to only grind diamond for those? So yeah, like I said, it's going to be around for the entirety of Season 7, so hopefully we get the crossbow and Hades done. But it's kind of weird at the same time, because I don't really know when they're going to end it. And what got me by surprise the most was the fact that they said that this mode received a lot of positive reception. I'm just like, dude, really? Like, positive? Because every person I talked to about zombies who did the grind says it's just fucking terrible. Okay, like, to be honest, I don't know if they were talking out of their ass when they said that, because, dude, the thing was far from fun. I mean, it was boring as hell. And honestly, I hoped to God that I would not be able to touch zombies ever again. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know if LMGs are still going to have, like, double progression by the time the Hades comes out. So, hopefully it does. I could, you know, just get it done in 3 games instead of 6. But, yeah. We're just going to have to wait and see how long this actually sticks around for. And if anything, this is probably just meant to, you know, keep the player retention high. But at the same time, we kind of have to look at it as good news, because there, you know, not everyone can play for like 5 hours a day or even more in order to get this done. You know, some people could maybe do like maybe 1 or 2 weapons per day, but, you know, not like 10 or something like that, like the way we did it. So yeah, it gives them more time to finish everything off. So now let's move on to the skins and just the battle pass itself. So first and foremost, despite the fact I hate the MX9 with the burning passion in this game, I will say that the final skin for the battle pass was far better than what we've gotten for like the past like fucking 20 seasons, honestly. Like, most of the weapons that you see at the end of the battle pass are just not fucking good. I'll say that right now. They're never that appealing. But it's nice that they kind of made it a little bit more cosmetically pleasing, or more worth getting, because I mean, that's something that I feel like that we've needed. I mean, all the skins in this battle pass were pretty nice. The ICR Blood Money, the, you know, the All Angles HG40. I kind of like the Iron Sight on that one, and, you know, just all the other skins in general, like the DLQ Black Market. I think they were excellent skins. They were extremely, like, well designed and everything. As for the crate skins, I mean, nothing really special. I think the only one that was ever appealing was probably the ASM-10, and that was like released at the very, very beginning of the season. Like, as for the rest, I mean, they're like whatever to me. They're nothing special. So yeah, the crates were kind of lackluster this time around. Luckily for me, there was no 4U draws to get, other than I think the Type 25. But yeah, the lucky draws, I don't know what came out in the 4U section, because I wasn't able to see, but pretty much everything was sold out the moment I bought the Type 25, because I pretty much had everything else in that 4U section. So yeah, I didn't have to spend any more money on that. As for the legendaries for this season, and, you know, plus the mythic Rytek, I mean, yeah, they're pretty cool. I mean, the DRH Purebred and the Rytek AMR Nautilus were probably the 2 best skins in this season. And everything else just was shit. I mean, the AGR and the MX9 were not really that appealing to me. I would say the AGR is better than the MX9, but the Heartless MX9 was just not fucking doing it for me. And pretty much not for anyone. It felt very lackluster with very little effects. I felt like they could have done a better job on that. So now let's discuss the weapons themselves that were released for this season, that of course being the MX9 and the Rytek AMR. So let's start with the MX9. It's overpowered as fuck, takes no skill to use. So yeah, as for the Rytek, I feel like I'm more a fan of that weapon than the actual main weapon itself. So the Rytek AMR it's pretty much another Arctic 50, but with different types of rounds. You know, it has explosive and thermite rounds. For some reason, people are like really a fan of using the explosive rounds, even though they don't have to, because, you know, the Rytek, like I said before, is an anti-material rifle. I mean, it's supposed to be used against score streaks if you do have the explosive mag. So I don't know why people are doing that. I mean, like, the one-shot kill area for that weapon is extremely forgiving. So I really don't know what's going on there, or why they're even bothering to put explosive mags. I feel like it's like they're just handicapping themselves. The only main problem that I do have with this weapon is the fact that it is extremely slow when it comes to reloading. And I know it's a very powerful weapon, but I mean, dude, it takes, like, I think LMGs could reload faster than you reload this thing. It's pretty crazy. In terms of ADS speed, movement speed, I think it's alright. I mean, it's perfect where it is, but I feel like the reload speed does need to be buffed just a little bit so it'd be more bearable. Because by the time you run out of ammo, you pretty much have to die, because there's no way in hell that you could reload in time before someone finds you and kills you. You know, it's impossible. With the MX-9, I mean, all you needed to do is just get one shot to the head, and it's pretty much a 3-shot from anywhere. And yeah, no reason to think that's a stupid idea. So before I conclude this Season 6 end of season review video, I want to ask the developers personally a fucking favor. Please fire the fucking developer who programmed these bots. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe for some more COD Mobile content, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.